Well, this is the 2021 Kia Carnival, and we've got it right here in the EFTM garage. Plus, I've got my 2020 Kia Carnival to compare it to. So if you want to see this review and a whole lot more, click subscribe, ring the bell, and we'll give you notifications of every video we do right here at EFTM. The Kia Carnival is a minivan in American terms, and in Australian terms it's really a people mover. It's not an SUV, it's not a station wagon, but it certainly is one hell of a big car. It fits 8 people at its most, and it is, in my view, the perfect family car. Now, I've driven a lot of cars, like a lot of motoring journos, but the difference for me is I bought this. This is my 2020 Kia Carnival. There's a couple of things to notice here on the outside before we jump in. On the old model, you know, it's a very rounded, bloated look, but I actually don't mind it. I really don't mind the look of the old Carnival. And one of the things that I like about the Platinum is your chrome wheels, privacy glass, and we've tinted as well. So this is ultra tinted, and that black look really comes through. That's why we chose the black, even though it needs a wash more regularly than others. But I actually think it has a solid kind of, you know, American, you know, presidential limo style look about it. You know, that big black car coming in, and I really like it. I like that look. For us though, it's more about what's inside that matters. So 2020 compared to 2021, it's a completely different look. I mean, they have gone for something very different here, and full credit to the Kia designers. They are completely pushing the boundaries with the Seltos, the new Sorento, and now the new Carnival. It's a very squared off look. It really has that American Yukon, big GMC kind of squared off SUV look, but it's a people mover. It kind of feels lower, it looks lower, and it has these very interesting highlight points around it. Number one thing I notice out here are those black wheels, and they stand out to me so much because I worry what colour they're going to be after they hit some gutters. They're also bigger wheels, but there's still enough bulge around the tyre, I think, to prevent a few of those gutter scrapes. But it is a very different look. This whole front end kind of becomes more sedan-like, less van-like. So the van look pushes more back towards an SUV look, but it's like a lowered, grounded SUV. And for me, that's the whole point of the Carnival, is fit everything in, but drive like a car, an enjoyable drive. So yeah, it's growing on me, but I'll tell you why I'm not all that disappointed that I own last year's model. So for those of you who don't know, this is Kenny the Kia, and he's been in our family now for nearly a year. Picked Kenny up in late March 2020, basically 72 hours before the world went into chaos and lockdowns began. And in fact, we ended up putting Kenny in the EFTM garage literally for, I think it was 2 or 3 months, parked with, you know, 70 kilometers on it, and sitting there resting. But we've since done nearly 7,000 Ks, which is not a lot of Ks, but this is the thing. That's what these cars are for. They're not for crazy numbers of Ks. This is for going around town. This is dropping the kids at school. This is taking the kids to sport. This is getting the shopping done. This is your proper, full-on family car. Now, we've done a couple of road trips. We've been to the Hunter Valley, great weekend, and then much earlier in the year, we went up to my mum's, which is a good 6-hour drive. So we've put, I don't know, probably of those 7,000 Ks, probably 3,000 of them were, you know, over a couple of weekends. And we put a lot of Ks on. That's what you're meant to do. You're meant to drive your car. Fuel economy on this, the petrol version, around 12.4 overall, which is not awful for a massive car like this, chugging petrol. Better fuel economy, obviously, on the diesel. But to be honest, that's way better than the Commodore we had before. The 3-litre 6-cylinder Commodore we had before Kenny, which was 10 years old, was doing 16, 17 litres. So we're already ahead, but I opted for the petrol because I didn't want anyone in the family making a mistake at the Bowser with a diesel. We never had a diesel, but we'll talk about diesel in a bit because the 2021 Kia Carnival we're driving is a diesel. Now, the number one reason why this is the best family car you'll ever own is space. Pure, simple space. We currently have this in 7-seat configuration. That's right, you can switch and choose. You can put the 8th seat in, or you can take it out and leave it in the garage like we did. So it sits, and if we ever know or think we're going to need that 8th seat, we just put it back in. Or you put it in the boot and bring it with you. But we leave it in the garage because most of the time, this is the perfect configuration. We only have 3 kids, but you know, as soon as about a week into owning Kenny, they found their seat. They own a seat, and that's where they sit. And with the seat in the middle removed, it's a walk through to the back. Easy as pie, and there's no arguments. There's no 3 kids sitting side by side arguing and playing corners like I did with my brother and sister as a kid. It's just comfortable for everyone. And most importantly, when you've got those 7 seats up and you've got someone in the back seat, A, they don't have to climb through, you don't have to put seats up and all that jazz. They just get in the doors and walk back there. But critically, there's heaps of luggage space, 600 and something litres worth of luggage space in the back, even with the rear seats up. Now you go and buy a Toyota Kluger or any SUV with 7 seats, and you put the 3rd row seats up, and you've got room for maybe 1 bag or 2. This thing, a whole family's weekend luggage in the boot, no dramas at all. That's what matters. Now, before we get into the 2021 Carnival, let me tell you why I was nervous about the 2021 Carnival. I'm the kind of person that thinks, oh man, I got this new car, but it's now really, really old because of the new version out. And that was gonna bug me. So having driven the new Sorento, oh man, the new dashboard, it's fully electronic, it's beautiful, some really cool tech in there, amazing. The new Picanto, $16,000, $17,000 car, wireless Apple CarPlay, I want that. There's some things there that really bug me about the new range that I really want, and so I feel like this car has aged very quickly. And so I was worried about those things, and so let's jump into the 2021 Platinum. So this is a Platinum, the 2021's a Platinum. This one about 64, 65 in drive away. There's obviously deals now because they're probably going to try and get rid of these. I got a pretty good deal at the start of the year because it was just, pretty lame sales in terms of COVID and stuff, so I didn't even pay 65. But the new one, 69,990, I think, drive away. Platinum, top of the range, diesel, everything. It's obviously starts a lot lower than that, but the Kia Carnival is the most expensive Kia you can buy. And it is a couple of grand more than the Sorento. Sorento being, the biggest, largest SUV in the Kia range, but the Carnival brings the genuine people movement to the people mover. And I think that's what makes it the best-selling people mover in Australia. All right, the 2021 Kia Carnival, vastly different inside. As soon as you sit down, you go, wow, this is beautiful. Really nice materials been used. They've really done something amazing with the design at Kia in the last few years. The Seltos, the new Sorento, now the new Carnival, and there's more to come. Look, it's the same as the outside, really. It's more squared off. It's less bubbly, but it's just the layers they've used in here. Now, a couple of things I have to point out that you would either see as a negative, or personally, I see them as something that makes me not jealous that I can't upgrade straight away, that I've got last year's model. The analog dash display is pretty much the same as last year because apparently they didn't have time to engineer the right-hand drive version of the new Sorento style fully digital dash. I don't know, whatever. Wireless Apple CarPlay available in a Kia Picanto is not available here in the 2021 Kia Carnival Platinum, but it is available in the base model. Strange, and excuses aside, that's just life, and I don't know if it will be software upgradable. I doubt it, but it'll certainly come in a midlife upgrade. The other thing is, there's less storage. There used to be, in my Carnival, there's 2 glove boxes, a kind of top dashboard one and then your standard glove box. This doesn't have the top dashboard one. And the door storage here is smaller. You could fit a 1.25 litre bottle of something in the 2020 model, not in the 2021. So I don't know why that is. But there's still plenty of storage, let me be clear, because that is one of the standout features of this model car. I love that they've moved the climate control down here, the display. It's not appearing up here in the infotainment when you adjust the climate. That all happens down here. It's the same level of control you have front and rear and triple tri-zones and all those things that you might want. I'll tell you something really cool I noticed. I'm not going to drive there today, but I've noticed that whenever I'm driving, say, on the freeway. I'm on the M2 in Sydney. I'm coming towards the Lane Cove Tunnel. Just as I enter the Lane Cove Tunnel, in fact, just as I enter the Epping Tunnel, the little tiny tunnel near Beecroft Road on the M2, the air conditioning automatically switches to recirculation. And it comes up saying, you know, recirculating mode for better air quality. It knows you're going into a tunnel because of the maps and switches the aircon to recirc. And then when you come out, it goes back to outdoor air. I think that's brilliant. Unbelievable. And it's not exactly something that's going to be in a billboard. The seating feels the same. It looks the same. There are minor changes in the layout of the car. You've basically got this more kind of theatre style seating where they've kind of bumped the level so that you've got a better view from the second and third row seats. There's a touch more space inside overall. There's probably a touch less space in the second row, I would argue. There is, though, USB ports in the second and third row. So on the back of the front seats, there's USB ports, and on the back walls for the third row, there's USB ports. Brilliant, because we're currently running an extra cable through the back of our car to do that for the kids. So they've done all that really, really beautifully. This is a diesel, and I'm owning and driving the petrol normal. And this makes me regret not getting the diesel, no doubt, because it is a very nice, refined drive. And fuel economy is good, but we've been doing 11.7 in this, and I'm getting 12 in the other. 9.7 is probably a more likely outcome, though, with everyday driving. So there's better fuel economy in a diesel, but I still don't think it's worth paying the extra upfront for it, for the risk of someone in the family putting the wrong petrol in. I'll tell you what, though, it's a quiet ride. The sound installation they've clearly put all throughout this is excellent. Really, really good, because I feel like it's a very quiet drive out on the road, and I think that's to be commended. They've got all these very strange, beautiful little features here. Piano black kind of finish with this fake matte wood grain around. It's luxurious. They have really taken this from family station wagon style fit out to Euro luxe fit out, and that's brilliant. It feels good. This two-tone interior, we've gone for black seats with the cream and around it. I like the two-tone. I do like the creamish seats in ours, but this looks, again, schmick. But the most important thing, as I said before, still maintained in this model as it was in the last, 8 seats. Take the 7th out, take the 8th out, and you've got 7 seats. And it's that ability to walk through, open the doors, and just get in the back row. On the outside, I think the front end looks magnificent. It takes a bit of getting used to, that kind of concave look of the dash, but they've done a really nice job of the running lights. It's a very squared off, the full LED on the back. They've done a really, really nice job of the design, but it's actually the convenience features about this car that they've upped. So if with even the 2020 model, if you've got the powered tailgate in the upper models, you got the car's locked, you got the key in your pocket, you walk up to the boot opens. Fantastic. But now in this model, if you enable it in the settings, you can walk, if the car's locked, you can walk up to the side doors as well, and they will open for you automatically. So you can walk up to any of the powered doors and they open. And the other cool thing is, if all the doors are open, because the kids have been helping you unpack, as if, and you push and hold the lock button on the key, all the doors close and lock. That's awesome, and the opposite occurs when you press the unlock button. They all will open up. So if it's time to load up at the beach, press the unlock and all the doors open up for you. Really, really cool. So what you end up here with is a very modern looking design with all the existing features of the Kia Carnival plus some. What I see here as an owner of a current Kia Carnival is a better looking car, although my wife doesn't like this, she prefers ours. I think that might grow on people. Is a better looking car with more to come. And I think that's fine. That's part of the road mapping of cars, the life cycle. This design will last 5 or 6 years or more, and there will be great upgrades like wireless Apple CarPlay, maybe even full screen Apple CarPlay. I don't know why they can't do that. I don't know why they persist with this BMW style split screen thing, but the screen is beautiful. Big, beautiful, and very, very vibrant and very easy to use. Digital dash will get updated. There will be things that come to this car, but at its core, this is every bit of Kia Carnival. It's the reason Kia does so well with this car, and I think this look gives them a slight push into that SUV market that don't want to be seen dead in a people mover, which I think is just a lame thing to think and say, but it's absolutely what people do. So they've done an amazing job. It's a much better car, and you'll see plenty of these on the road in the years to come.